So let's talk about compelling communication. Most of my clients come to me so worried about what they're going to say on stage. But when you really think about it, most people don't care the words that come out of your mouth. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive to a speech or a talk, but when you really think about it, what are you really taking in when someone is in front of you and speaking? Well, first and foremost, when you come out onto the stage, they're going to look at your nonverbal communication. They're going to make judgments about how you look, how you dress, how you're carrying yourself, because they want to see who you are. The audience will always want to make a judgment about who you are in the first 90 seconds. This is why it's so important to have congruence in what you're saying and what your body is saying. We've all heard that our body doesn't lie. And it's true. If you're feeling nervous, you do certain things, each person is different, that kind of self-soothes you, protects you, makes you feel less nervous. And usually 5 minutes in, you're not doing those things anymore, but people already made a judgment about you. So it's important paying attention to what our nonverbal communication is saying to the audience, because they're making a judgment. Now, the next thing that they pay attention to is the vocal variance, and that's about 30% of their perception. Vocal variance has to go in the four parts of the voice, like we talked about: tone, melody, pace, and pitch. So it's really important that whatever you're saying, it has melody to it. It draws people in. It makes people excited. You take them on a journey. And you can do that by varying all of those things that we've talked about before. So those two, think about it. If you nail 80% of just those two things, you've got it. Now, when you add in storytelling is really the key of unlocking the know, like, and trust in the audience. They want to know that you understand exactly what they've gone through. And when you're telling your story, and when you tell it good, like you're going to learn here, is you will unlock their story. They're no longer listening to your story. They're enrolled in their own story. They can connect to you because your story connects to the same things that they were thinking, feeling, and having experience with in their own lives. That's when they choose you. They're already making a decision about who you are and how you're going to get this message out. They're listening to the vocal variance and getting enrolled in the roller coaster journey you're taking them on. And then you tell them the story, which wraps them inside their own comfort blanket, and they're listening to their own story. So really, truly, your words only mean 7% of what they're going to remember. So if you think about it, think about some of the best speakers you've ever heard. Do you actually remember the words they said? Have you ever attended an event and the person had the same exact speech, but it sounded different to you the next time? That's because you weren't listening to all the words. You were enrolled in all the other things going on, and you thought, wow, this person is so amazing. They're really memorable. And so this is why we teach all of these things together. All of these things unlock different parts of our brain. They release oxytocin for you and oxytocin for the people in the audience. And that's where you get bonded. You want them to choose you over and over and over in the stories and on stage, so that at the end, when you have something to offer them, whether you're enrolling them in a program, you're enrolling them in a sale, you're just enrolling them to be on your same page with your message, they choose you again. So it's really important to focus on all four of those things when communicating.